Have you ever had those moments when an idea pops into your head seemingly out of nowhere? You're going about your day, and suddenly you have this thought, a solution to a problem, or a new perspective on something. It's like a light bulb going off in your mind. But what are these thoughts, and where do they come from? These thoughts can be gentle nudges or insights that guide us through life. Some people believe that they are messages from a higher power, a force they call God, while others interpret them as a connection to something universal, a wellspring of wisdom deep within us. Feeling of guidance is often associated with these thoughts. It's like having an inner compass, a sense of direction or purpose. You might experience it as a comforting presence or a whisper of intuition. For some, it's a warm feeling in your heart, a deep knowing that you're on the right path. It's like a silent conversation with a higher power or the universe, where your mind and your soul exchange ideas. These moments can be powerful, shaping your choices, decisions, and actions. Think of them as a friend, quietly helping you navigate through life's challenges. They can provide solace during times of uncertainty, and often, they nudge you towards what feels right. The feeling of guidance might not always be obvious, but when you look back, you can see how it's woven through the fabric of your life. It's like having a personal GPS for your soul. Prayers are like conversations with the divine. When you pray, it's a way of reaching out to a higher power, seeking guidance, comfort, or answers to life's questions. These conversations happen in your mind, and the answers can be found there as well. Sometimes you may not receive a direct, audible response, but instead, you'll find that your thoughts start to align. You might suddenly have an idea or a solution that feels like it's been inspired from above. It's as though your mind becomes a channel through which answers flow. These answers often come as subtle nudges or gentle hints, like a soft breeze on a calm day. They guide you, showing you a way forward, or perhaps encouraging patience when you need it most. In these moments, your mind becomes a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, connecting you to a wisdom beyond your conscious awareness. Think of your prayers as messages sent, and your thoughts as the responses received. They might not always be loud and clear, but when you listen, you'll find that your mind can be a powerful instrument for understanding and insight. Have you ever had a feeling that you should do something, go somewhere, or take a specific action? It's like a gentle nudge from the universe. This is a way through which God, or the divine, speaks to your mind. These nudges often come as thoughts that emerge seemingly out of nowhere. You might suddenly think, I should call my friend, and when you do, you find out they needed your support. Or you might have an idea to explore a new hobby, and it turns out to be a life-changing passion. These thoughts are not like ordinary everyday thinking. They feel different, carrying a sense of purpose and guidance. It's as though your mind is being whispered to by a higher source, gently steering you in a certain direction. You don't need to hear a booming voice from the heavens to know that God is communicating with you. Instead, pay attention to those quiet inner nudges, the thoughts that resonate with your heart and soul. When you follow them, you often find that you're being led towards something meaningful and significant. Your mind, in these moments, becomes a vessel through which divine guidance flows. The way God speaks through your mind is both deeply personal and universally understood. On a personal level, the thoughts and feelings that arise within you can be profoundly unique. You might receive guidance tailored to your individual life circumstances. These thoughts could relate to your career, relationships, or personal growth. They're like a customized conversation between you and the divine, addressing your specific needs. At the same time, this communication is universal. While the guidance is personal to you, it often touches on themes and experiences shared by many. It's like the notes of a universal symphony. The thoughts that guide you might also be relevant to countless others. This is because, as human beings, we share common aspirations, emotions, and challenges. God's voice, working through your thoughts, can provide solutions and insights that resonate across the broader human experience. In other words, when God speaks through your mind, it's like receiving a message that's meant for you, but also carries wisdom that can touch the hearts of people around the world. This is the beauty of divine communication. It's personal, yet it has the power to inspire and guide humanity as a whole. Every person has a connection to the divine, It's like a tiny spark of the divine flame residing within our hearts and minds. This divine spark is what enables God to speak to us through our thoughts. It's the bridge that allows the divine wisdom to enter our consciousness. Think of it like a two-way radio system. You have a receiver, your mind, and a transmitter, the divine spark. When you're open and receptive, the divine spark becomes active, allowing the transmission of messages from a higher source. These messages take the form of thoughts, feelings, or intuitions. It's important to remember that this divine spark is part of your essence, connecting you to a greater, loving, and all-knowing force. When you understand this, you realize that the divine guidance you receive is not separate from you, but a part of your inner self. By tuning into this spark, you can access the profound wisdom that God provides. Trusting the process is a fundamental aspect of recognizing how God speaks through your mind. When you receive thoughts or feelings that seem like guidance from a higher source, it's essential to trust them. Often, we doubt the messages we receive because they don't always make immediate sense, but trust that there's a purpose to them, even if you can't see it right away. God doesn't always give us the full picture all at once. Instead, it's like receiving one puzzle piece at a time. You may not understand how all the pieces fit together, but with trust, you know that they eventually will. Trusting the process involves surrendering control and letting go of your ego's need for certainty. It means understanding that your mind is a conduit for divine wisdom, and these thoughts and feelings are part of a grander plan. Cultivating mindfulness is a key to recognizing how God speaks through your mind. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When you're mindful, you're better able to hear the subtle guidance from a higher source. As you become more mindful, you become a better listener to the divine within you. You start recognizing those gentle nudges, the inner knowing that guides your choices. Mindfulness allows you to distinguish between the chatter of your ego and the profound messages from a higher source. So take time to practice mindfulness in your daily life. It's a simple yet powerful way to create space for God's voice in your mind. As we wrap up, remember that whether you see these thoughts as God's voice or a deeper connection to universal wisdom, they can be a guiding light in your life. Open your heart and mind to these whispers. They might just lead you to something beautiful. If you've had similar experiences, feel free to share your thoughts and stories in the comments below.